I was looking for it. Oh, you have one of those?
Yeah, I got it already. And, because I told you.
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear?
I should wrap up more. Someone from your card? What's on your card right here?
Oh. You need my card?
To get that in.
Oh, I'm gonna go with red. Oh, give me one.
Don't leave. Don't leave me at the end of the meeting.
I did.
Hi, Terry, how are you?
You wrong here?
No,
Oh,
no. It, 2 of the fractures are healed. One of them is being
you had
stuck.
more than
I
one.
had 3 fractures. And, I'm trying to stay positive, but they said I might not gain full range of motion again.
Even with therapy.
Even with therapy, they said, surgery might bring it back, but I won't look at surgery. I won't do that.
Sorry. I saw that article on Elogio and Pilar were on the.
Oh, and
I mean, I still remember them.
yes,
That brought back
yes.
memories.
Lofi, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, how are you?
Good for yourself. Hands are cool.
I'm always cold.
What up, man? What's cracking? Dang.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, how are you?
Good, yourself?
Fine, thanks.
Did you get my email?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Hey, kiddo. How's it going?
How are you?
Not too bad. How's life?
Good. You?
Same. No complaints here.
How's Yolanda?
She's good. She's in California.
Or she's visiting?
Yeah. Hi, how are you? Good, good, good. I got an email already. Oh, can I have that? Just send it to me. You have my number, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yes. Did you get my? Yes, I did. Okay. I sent it to everybody individual. Yeah. 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 The same exact what I sent you, I sent. I read that part when you would send it to me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did that. Let me find it. I'm sure you have many. Yeah. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Got it. Thank you.
Yours?
Oh.
Go back. Thanks, Deb. Hello. How are you? Good, good.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too.
Happy New Year.
Hey, Jerry.
Um,
Hello.
and a good start to the year.
Started Valentine's
Oh,
early.
yeah.
Well, it's your congratulations flowers. It's good.
Thank you for everything, Lorenzo. Yeah. Did they get that?
How are you?
They get that fixed yet?
I'm not really too sure yet.
Okay, I'll ask about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nothing like a $500 water bill.
Oh, no.
87,000 gallons of water.
Oh.
They read it wrong. And apparently it's been happening to other accounts.
Huh?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, they're putting it in.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Gloria.
It's gonna take a little bit of time.
No, it is. I got How were your holidays?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And yours?
Good, real good.
We got extra time off, which was so nice.
Oh, nice.
Very,
I
yes.
hate you for that. Having extra time off.
Huh?
Having extra time off, you suck.
No.
I know.
I did it.
It ended up being 5 days for New Year's and Christmas
Nice,
and Thanksgiving.
nice.
Total shock. That's why Russell did. But he had shut down, but it didn't come in front of the board. But at least that, okay.
Yeah.
BOCC knew about it. So that was nice. Very pleasantly
I only
surprised.
had Christmas.
It won't
Eve.
happen next year though, because it's a Thursday, Friday.
I only had Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off. That's it. I had work. I mean,
Yeah,
insurance has changed like crazy.
yeah.
There's a lot of people not aware of it. Even with the county for your dental, they didn't give you guys all your benefits. They only gave you half the benefits. Any government identity, they only gave you half the benefits. You only have benefits for dental from January to December, and they cut them in half. And they cut them in half. You only have like $875 and $25 deductible instead of the whole $1,750. I asked a guy today that works at one of our patients, and he's saying that what they're trying to do is they're trying to get it. I guess they're going to have like your open enrollment in July, so you can get your full benefits or something like that.
Because our fiscal year, our year is,
January.
no, we run through July 1st through June 30th.
Okay, right. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get your benefits on the same date as your that
Fiscal year.
physical year. Mhm.
And that's what we do. We have everything.
Yeah, but your benefits are calendar-based years. So
I
that's
see what
why,
you're saying.
right? So what they did was they cut your benefits in half. It's a mess.
Wow. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to find out what, yeah. I'm glad you said something,
Yeah, they only give you half the benefits.
because that would probably,
Mess people up.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Their plan to.
because there's a big football game on.
Is it? Are you watching it? Wait, what football games right now? I thought it was the Bears and the Packers the other night.
No, tonight is Steelers and Ravens. But it's not my team. Neither one. It's Ron's team. So yeah. So it's good I'm here, so I don't hear all the screaming if it's not going well.
Yeah.
The cats will
Well,
need to
and
take cover.
the AFC is important. My Seahawks have.
Oh,
got a
you're
bye.
seeing? Oh my! One of my coworkers is.
A Seahawks fan?
Oh my God! You ought to see her door. And then every time they beat the 49ers, she ordered a different shirt to wear.
Well, see,
Upset
I
everybody.
haven't watched any of the games this season because it didn't start out, and I don't want to jinx them now.
You got
So I'm
flowers?
just having to like.
You got flowers?
Mhm.
Oh.
All these rituals.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people were happy to see me back
And,
on the board.
my,
Some people are happy to see me back on the board.
Why not?
You know, because my dad didn't watch I never watched pro football. My first husband was from the West Coast. He was born and raised in Oregon, and so he was a Seahawk fan. So of course my sons are, and I learned all about pro football from that experience.
You ready?
So it just sticks with you.
Yeah.
It sticks with you somehow. But I was always like a peripheral fan. I guess I just fed them and took care of them. Is what happened during on Sundays. And for Christmas, I would give them the NFL Sunday ticket.
Oh yeah.
Because they were 12, 13, 14. What are you going to do? That's what they
Yeah,
wanted.
that's huge. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're still like that. All three of them are
Wait,
avid football fans.
no, I think that's the perfect gift.
Yeah.
I need to go pick up that cat box from your house. Or whatever it's called. So those cats don't freeze.
I totally forgot about that. I remembered the next day, but then it went away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got the straw, remember?
And I did tell Pepper, Stephanie said, thank you for the chicken food. I was like, Auntie Stephanie said, thank you.
Yeah. Anytime you want to go by and pick it up, because I showed you where it was.
No,
I didn't?
no.
It's right in front of the grill in the front there.
Now he has 3 at the yard.
They're going through a bag of dry food
They just
a month.
make sure he calls that there's the same that we have here that will
He's
fix them.
trying to get them friendly first so he can pet them. But he said that they ran out of food, so he made the guys give the leftovers of lunch to the cat. At the meeting, that's his whole thing in the meeting was like, my cats have no food. Who's not feeding my cats? So,
They can trap them without being,
but it's on their station, it's in their property, so nobody's really allowed to get in there.
oh.
So Manny has to trap them, and then we would have to take them in to get them
Oh.
fed. Yeah. Yeah. And I told you what he was doing with the hawk. He's like feeding it like
You ready?
far away from it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys ready? All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. Today is Monday, January 12th, 2026. Welcome to the new year. The time is now 6:01 in the evening. We are here at the Mesilla Town Hall for our regularly scheduled Board of Trustees meeting. The first item on the agenda is our Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll please stand with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next order of business is roll call and determination of a quorum. Gloria, if you would, please. Present.
Trustee Garcia,
Present.
trustee Cadena,
Present.
trustee Johnson Burek,
Here.
trustee Nevares,
Present.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Great, thank you very much. Before we begin today's meeting, I do want to start by saying that as we begin the tonight's board meeting, I ask that everyone keep their remarks professional and respectful. Please direct comments to the matters before the board, not towards individual employees or departments. Personal attacks, targeted statements, or comments that are not appropriate will be redirected. And I do thank you for your support in this action. This helps ensure a productive and civil meeting. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, item number 3, changes to the agenda and approval. We can have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by trustee Nevada, seconded by trustee Cadena.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
do
ma'am.
you want me to make a motion now or wait till we get to items F and G and H so we can, and I, to break up to name the individuals as individuals and not as a group, as a whole?
We can do that right now. That's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
So
I would like to make a motion that for items F, G, H, and I, that we list each of the appointments individually for vote. And I will say, I know that you mentioned them in the packet, but since they weren't on the agenda, I'd like to make that as individual votes. Thank you.
Second.
okay. So are there any other amendments to the agenda as it's been presented? So original motion on the floor by trustee Nevada, seconded by trustee Cadena, with an amended agenda to hear items F, G, H, and I individually as individuals rather than the full slate as it is.
Yes.
Are there any other changes or amendments? Gloria, if we can have a roll call vote, please, for the agenda as it has been amended.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
trustee Cadena,
Yes.
trustee Garcia,
Yes.
trustee Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Thank you very much for approval of that agenda as it has been amended. Next item on the agenda is public input on the cases. This is where we give the public the opportunity to speak on the cases that are being heard this evening. If you would step to the podium and state your name for the record if you have input on the cases.
Mayor Fernandez, Board of Trustees. First, I wanted to say that I sent an email to you all. I didn't realize I needed to do it different, so I apologize for that. The other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to find out if I was not reading something right or not interpreting something right. So I looked up the definition for ordinance and codes. And the definition for an ordinance is a specific law or regulation passed by a city council or local legislative body. A code refers to a comprehensive set of laws, including ordinances, regulations, administrative rules, organized systematically by subject matter. This is by eScribeMeetings.com. I come before you today because I'm having some concerns with what's going on with PSAC. And I know that this isn't, this has to do with like, I don't know how to, I just need to present because I don't know if I need to do it here or somewhere else. So unfortunately, on our last meeting, on our first meeting of this year, we did not follow the code for having the chair, vice chair, and secretary elected correctly. To the attention of, can I mention? Okay, when I brought it to the attention of individuals, I was told that I was misinterpreting the code. After the meeting, I did discuss this again, and I was told that the codes are supposed to be read like a story, not for it being a law or a regulation or a rule. And so I am concerned with that because I think that we do need to be following the codes according to the way that they're written. We are held accountable to withhold these codes, not only to the residents of Mesilla, but also we would be held accountable in a court of law if it ever came to if somebody filed liability against us, not only for the town of Mesilla, not only for PSAC, but the commissioners individually would be held accountable and liable. At the last two New Mexico Municipal League meetings, we were advised that being in non-compliant, we are setting ourselves up for liability. And it leaves, again, the town of Mesilla, PSAC, and the individual commissioners liable. It's my experience, having had the opportunity to write policies and procedures in the medical field and in the school settings and in other settings, that we have a few minutes. With Ms. Rial from former president, and she said that she would be willing to come and train us because I believe that the staff and the commissioners need to be trained on this. I don't feel like it should be done by any staff member because the codes are being interpreted differently. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mulvihill. Other public comment? Seeing as there is no other public comment, we'll move forward to our next item on the agenda, item number 5. Approval of the consent agenda that does include the BOT meeting minutes for December 22nd, 2025.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Trustee Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Nevadas. Unless there's discussion or objection, the motion will carry as it has been presented. Thank you very much for approval of our consent agenda that does include the BOT meeting minutes for our December 22nd, 2025 meeting. Next item on the agenda is a presentation from our Historic Preservation Department, Ms. Liana Aguirre, for the Historic Preservation newsletter.
Good evening, trustees. I'm delighted to address you this evening, and good evening. My first time meeting you, Trustee Garcia. It's a very nice meeting you. I just wanted to, and I hope, did you all, just wondering if you all received a copy of the newsletter? Okay. So I just wanted to say my intention with the newsletter is to present history on the town and little by little add historic preservation information. This is a brand new position, as you may know, and there's a lot of work I feel that needs to be done with regards to historic preservation. I told the story of the Pennsylvania station. I don't know if you're familiar, just about the Historic Preservation Act and what it means, how it's very it's crucial that we're emanating this information at this moment, especially at this time. And there's, people want to build more cookie cutter homes and kind of make changes to these properties. But this is what I think Mesilla holds really true, are their historic properties, the integrity of the town. And this is why people come to our town, because they see how beautiful it is, but it takes preservation to do this. So I was telling the story of in 1910, the Pennsylvania Station was built in New York City. And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it was a kind of grand entrance. And it was known as an entrance to New York City. So when you're coming in, it's a symbol of what New York City was. You're getting this feeling and you're getting this huge welcoming, but that's how you knew where you were going to be. Ironically, the same architects that built this Pennsylvania Station are the same architects of the East Wing of the White House. And so it makes a lot of value in saying that we want to save these places because they're a symbol of what Mesilla is and a symbol of what Mesilla will be for future generations to come. So it's very, very important. And I also would encourage you to please share these newsletters with your neighbor, to take another copy, to share it with your family. And it doesn't necessarily have to be anybody within this town. Just kind of get the notice out of what it means. I also really am looking forward to incorporating information on historic preservation, on how to nominate properties in the town, whether it be locally or on the National Register. Also, just to kind of give basic information on what historic preservation really means. You think my first title is that it's more than just buildings we're saving. It's heritage, it's culture, it's your families that have been here for years. And I think it's important that we honor that. And let me see here, there's a story of how we want to just, these buildings are symbols. So it's more than just buildings. And it's important that we get this information out there. So this is just, and I would absolutely love for anyone to contribute. If you have stories, please share it. It's really to almost rewrite the story of the town. Not that it needs a rewriting, but I'm sure there's stories that can fill in the blanks. I had mentioned that it's the unity, the first article is unity is the essence of historic preservation. And we cannot do it if we're not in it together. So it takes everybody to do it. I hear so many wonderful stories of different families that have made contributions to the growth in the town and the inception of the town. Please share this. It's with these stories that we're going to kind of come together, form a better community, form a better sense of what the town of Mesilla is. I'm not from the town, but I'm taking this as I am a part of this town because I've adopted it, and it's very very passionate about this venture that I'm on, and we all need to be in it together. So please, I encourage all of you to take an extra copy. Please share your stories with me so we can get these stories out and create a sense of unity in historic preservation. So I hope you enjoyed the article. I have a disclaimer at the end. If you find information that's not, either you find it incorrect or you find something that needs to be added or something that needs to be kind of anything, please email me. I have a special email there for our to address me with, and I would just love your input. So please, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So, thank you very much.
Don't leave yet, Rihanna. Don't leave yet.
So sorry. Thank you. Please, please just interrupt.
I just want to congratulate you on this edition and I hope for many more editions that I look forward to. I enjoyed reading it, and I think I might have things to contribute also at some point soon.
Please, yes, I would absolutely love if anybody even wants to adopt a column. That would be great. I found the energy. I could have possibly written more than two. Fact checking, a lot of, and I would love to see this grow. I actually have also, if you're familiar with Jacob Atwell, he is huge history buff, and I said, you please have a column. So he added his own little column, and he will continue to do so. So I encourage that for everybody as well, anybody in the town.
And I had a follow-up question. Is this going to be online also, available online? So
Yes, I am hoping to get a tab, hopefully soon, on our website with specifically for historic preservation. That way, we can kind of put that as a database to kind of collect all the articles. I do have it digitally, but I think it adds a nice touch in a hard copy. We're trying to work with the post office to see if there's some way we can kind of disseminate that through there. However, I think what we'll do for now is maybe post them out where we are currently doing a lot of our town postings. So I'll put some in the community center, some at the post office. And one of the commissioners mentioned possibly even putting that at some restaurants that might be able to help us kind of, while people are having a coffee, read it, or just within the town.
Also on the plaza, I think would be a good place to also.
Oh, right, at that,
Yes.
the new, that would be a great idea. Thank you, Trustee Navarez.
Thank you.
And to follow up, when you mentioned issues, I was just gonna ask, how many issues are you wanting to put out on an annual basis?
I'm planning it's a quarterly, so I'm planning to do once every 3 months. Yeah, no worry, no, please. I would love to do more, but it's a lot, like I was stating, it's a lot of fact checking. But I would absolutely love to do more. But as of now, it is a quarterly. So the next issue will be out in April.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Trustee.
I've already read it and it's really good. It was really neat to just read through it. And I even like the little ads, the old little ads. Those are hilarious.
I had to throw in a funny there. What's a newspaper without a funny? So.
Funny in 1904.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Trustee Cadena. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love the title.
Thank you.
Yes, if you're gonna be leaving them at the restaurants and businesses, you might wanna ask them if they wanna advertise on it, so that can bring you the funding to help you get this out in the mail or get it out more publicly wise. You know, that's might be an option there too, putting a column with just their advertising on there. Instead of price on advertising on there, you know, for the first edition or even a year, you know, for the whole year on there, so that way you can draw some more.
Yeah, absolutely, Trustee Garcia. That's exactly, we had that small, I was debating that with Eddie, and I was saying, I'm having a hard time because it's a fine line. I was like, we don't want to try to promote the business, but we want their support and we want them to also help us with the historic preservation. They're in our historic district in town, so
Yeah,
absolutely.
When you present for businesses though, it also brings in them to see the culture of your history on it. So you're getting a win-win out of it. You're getting three things. You're showing what you're capable of doing. You're bringing people into the town and you're also helping the businesses. So you're actually doing a win-win. So it's not just about, it's a balancing on there. And then also too, though, you'll have your own budget to see how far you can succeed. And you don't have to get a budget from somewhere else. And you have to take from somewhere else to keep, if you want to make it grow bigger than what you are, what you're going to start off with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a win-win.
Absolutely, that's a fantastic
You're exposing
point.
yourself, is what I'm trying to tell you, is you're exposing yourself by getting the businesses involved, so you're combining all three things in one, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, that's
Okay.
great. Yeah, thank you, Trustee Garcia. Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to really incorporate and just get everybody in the community involved, but that's a great point. Thank you so much for that, Trustee Garcia.
Thank you for all your hard work. We've had many conversations, so
Thank
continue.
you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda, item 7A, for a discussion and also, which is really the nomination for Mayor Pro Tem. And with that noted, the way that I have this is item A and B is so that we have the nomination or nominations for Mayor Pro Tem. And then you, as Mayor Pro Tem nominee, you can speak upon that. And then item B, we'll close the floor at that point for nominations. And then item B, to appoint and to vote on Mayor Pro Tem for that. So with that, for item A, I will open the floor for Mayor Pro Tem nominations.
I'll make a nomination for Trustee Johnson Beard for Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, Trustee Johnson Burek, do you accept said nomination?
Yes, Mayor, I do.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Okay, moving on. Next item on the agenda is the appointment and approval of the Mayor Pro Tem nomination. If we can have a motion on the floor for approval of Trustee Johnson Burek for the Mayor Pro Tem position
So
as it
moved.
has been nominated.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Trustee Garcia, seconded by Trustee Nevades. We will open it up for any discussion. Seeing as there is none, Laura, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
trustee Cadena,
Yes.
trustee Johnson Burek,
Yes.
trustee Nevades,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yes.
Great. Thank you very much for appointment and congratulations, Trustee Johnson Burek, on your nomination and appointment to Mayor Pro Tem. What I will say is at the next meeting, I'll have you and Trustee Garcia switch so that you're on this side if you're closer to Mayor, if you're okay with that.
Oh, I've been through for so.
Sometimes change is good, but that is at your discretion. All right. Next item on the agenda is approval of resolution 2026-01 for adoption of the town's annual open meetings act.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Trustee Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Or sorry, Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek and Trustee Garcia. With that in note, I do want to say it, as I put in the board action form on there, I would like to have consideration and just discussion, since we do have a motion and a second on the floor, for two changes to the resolution and the Open Meeting Act with the will of the Board of Trustees. That one is the potential of, on page 7 of your packet, where we have the resolution, item number 2, where we have the Board of Trustees monthly, our monthly meeting on the held each month on the second and fourth Monday. In our past, over the past, we've had discussion about not having enough time to review packets if they come out on Fridays, which sometimes they do, depending upon how fast we're able to get the information processed. So I would ask that maybe we consider moving the meeting to Tuesday or Wednesday. That way, if the packet does come out on a Friday, you still have time to, as the board, to review the documentation. If it does come and ask questions to the staff or other departments as necessary, or if it does come out earlier, as we always hope for, but doesn't necessarily happen, it does happen, to give that extra time as well. The second part of the discussion is to also include adding the posting location for 2531 Avenida de Mesilla. That would be on item number 6, where we have our posting locations on here. In this Open Meetings Act adoption, that is the 2531 Avenida de Mesilla is the Roosterman Chili Company down the street that used to be on the postings, but for some reason in the past was taken off. But in speaking with Mr. Alexander, and it is a great community space. It is in addition to add into that posting location that he has requested as well. So I'll open it up for other discussion.
I'll go first. Is there any way we can do a posting there at Mesilla Park, or what's at Mesilla Park, we can post it? Is there any location there? Community center or somewhere?
I can get with the Peyton Center and see. That I'm not sure on.
I'm just saying, so that way we can have Mesilla Park's area be involved as well too. And why can't we get our packets on Tuesday or Wednesday before the meeting? Because Mondays, everybody already knows, we've had it for years to have our meetings on Mondays. Why can't we get our packets on Wednesday and still have our meetings on Monday?
So a lot of that comes in because the team is waiting on me a lot of the times for information, and with all the meetings that I have to attend and events that I have to attend. I'm not able to get the necessary things done within a timely fashion, and especially for the grants that I'm helping to write and assist in getting that taken care of. We also have our planning and zoning meetings that are on Mondays, and depending on how many items are on their packet, and that department getting their packets completed and the minutes done, so that way that all moves forward in an appropriate fashion for you is a large part of that time frame in getting it out. It's just an option there, otherwise I'll still continue to try to get it out as quick as possible, but I just want to give more time to get the work done, as well as to give you more time to review it in the event that it does come out on a Friday.
I'm just worried that if we're lagging already from a Friday, we don't get our packets on a Friday, we get them on a Monday.
And that's the thing, is
Right.
you'll always get it on a Friday no matter what, because it has to have that 72-hour posting.
And that's why we would have it on a Wednesday in 72 hours. I would rather keep it on Mondays because everybody already knows in the town that we've had it for Monday for years. That shouldn't necessarily change, so I don't know. I don't know what everybody else thinks.
Go ahead.
I'm fine with Mondays. I mean, I know I'm one of the ones that brought up my concerns with getting late packets. But I think, as Trustee Garcia stated, that we've had them on Monday historically, and I don't know how the town residents would feel. That's just my initial thoughts.
Does a decision need to be made today, or we
can
because
always.
it is a fairly big change for for residents and even for us on the board. So
The adoption of the resolution should happen today, but we can always amend the resolution in the future as well. There's no issues with that. So, and we can amend certain verbiage right now and approve as such with those motions to do such, and then it can be. We can bring it forward again later in the future if we need to. I'm just throwing out. Just based upon feedback, and that's all I'm doing for you. So,
Yeah, I actually feel like it would be better to change it. I mean, and I think for as many people as attend, I think, the residents could adjust. I'm just saying, I mean, we would too, only because I do feel like business hours make a difference. That if I need to find something factually based, which is my goal, is that it's better to give me more time. I'm even retired and having a hard time getting from Friday to Monday night and being feeling like I've thoroughly been able to look at the packet. I think I'm the one that has suggested it a bunch of times, because I feel like that Friday afternoon is hard, and I understand that P&Z a lot of times has a lot of things going on, and we have to get it on the agenda for the Board of Trustees to approve. I also just in looking at this, when in the procedures that we're passing tonight too, does actually say 5 days prior
so it conflicts, and that was something I was bringing up. I'll bring that up when we get to that
to the
point.
procedure. See, and so I mean, we can postpone this for sure or reconsider it, but I actually feel like it would be better to have more time between. I just think, the back-to-back meetings with the P&Z kind of puts us in a bind where we can't do all the research that we need, and it's contradictory in the procedures. But I like the idea of stretching the postings back to Rista Man, and if we can find a posting site in Mesilla Park, that's a really good idea, because I do think, they have to travel into the square kind of to find out unless they're looking on a website or whatever. But I don't know what would be a good site in Mesilla Park, which we call Mesilla Park, but it's actually Mesilla because we have part of Mesilla Park in Mesilla. Because for the longest time, I didn't even know that, growing up, that was part of Mesilla Park. We just always called it Mesilla Park and thought it was a different place. So that's my input, is that I wouldn't mind changing it to a later date to have more time to do the research on it and so on, to either Tuesday or Wednesday myself.
Any other discussion?
I just think maybe we should try to get the packets on a Wednesday and Thursday. Let's try it for a couple, 2 or 3 meetings, and let's see how that works. Because out of all honesty, when you get us the packets on a Friday evening, then we're asking questions, some of us still do all the work, and then we're not getting the information to us either, so it's not fair to staff members, but it's also not fair for us to be doing our research as well too. So I would say that we keep it on Monday, but we try a little bit harder to get our packets out on Wednesday or Thursday. And that gives us time to email, get response back. Because even if we send an email out on, nobody's going to respond to our emails on a Saturday or Sunday. I mean, it's their day off. But we do need a response. We need to, figure out what's going on. But I say we try pushing to get that packets out on Wednesday or Thursday. There's plenty enough staff members that can get it done, to type up everything and stuff. So we just gotta push a little harder on it.
Which, as I mentioned, a majority of that is them waiting on me in particular. Which me in particular, just as you mentioned, I do work as well.
Right.
So that does cause that. But so we're trying to get it done within a timely fashion. I say we as a team, and I will say that definitely reach out to myself or the department heads on a Saturday or Sunday, and I guarantee you that 90% of the time they will respond to you if you have questions. So I do encourage to do that, because almost every single one of them is really good about that. I know I don't encourage that or want that, because it is their time, but they are available at all times as well. I'm just out there.
Yeah.
So
May I just say one more thing? I've had experiences with both the previous administration, and we got it on Fridays too. So, I just think I appreciate what you're saying, Trustee Garcia, and I think the previous administration, this administration has tried to get it out on Wednesday and Thursday. Sometimes, maybe on Thursday. I don't know that we've ever had it on Wednesday that I can recall. But most of the time it's Friday afternoon. And I just think, even though we have people, they're doing their job, and, the mayor, has a lot. So I don't know. Like I said, I would rather have the time to work on it than try to squeeze it like it's been squeezed for the month.
I think in this discussion, I'm sorry, Trustee, because then
No worries.
just in this discussion, just as we've had, and as it's been mentioned, I think that we can amend later down the road. I'm just throwing suggestions out, so I will try my hardest along with the team to get those agendas and packets out on Wednesdays and Thursdays, just as we have been trying. Sometimes we hit that Thursday mark, but Friday is a guaranteed no matter what, so, but we try to get it as quickly as possible. But we will continue to do that no matter what. And in the future, I guess, if there is the recommendation by the board, then we can look at that. And I'm just literally throwing out the options out there as this potential, as we have to do this as our annual deal, so I do. Sorry, Trustee.
No, I just wanted to add that perhaps in the interim, we could hear from residents of Mesilla and get their ideas or input on changing the meeting date.
Definitely.
Because it's been many, many years that it's been on a Monday.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah.
so I think rather than making it tonight, having some input from the residents of Mesilla. So
To see what, I agree, to see if we can get some feedback and I guess going back, if I, like say moving forward, yeah, let's see how we do. And then I don't think I'd be supportive of pushing it back further in the week. I think Wednesday is, you're in the middle of the week and that's already tough in and of itself, you know.
Wednesdays are hard with MPO and everything to that,
And
and
we're
all of
just-
our other meetings that we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, yeah.
There's other things, definitely. Agree. But there again, I'm just throwing out the potential options. So with that in mind, any further discussion, trustees? With that in mind, we can approve. There is a motion on the floor to approve it by trustee Johnson Burek, second by trustee Garcia. With that in mind, it can be approved as it has been presented. It can be approved with condition of amendment. So I would recommend on my part the amendment to include or the potential amendment to include the Riesterman as well as a location as it's been suggested in Mesilla Park, wherever that is determined.
I would like to offer the amendment. We take under consideration changing the dates of the board meetings from Monday to another date in a future meeting. Also, as part of my amendment, is adding the Riesterman location for posting the agendas.
Anything?
You didn't amend the Mesilla Park area?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
And I will add the Mesilla, exploring the option of finding a posting area in the Mesilla Park area.
Great.
So those are the
And-
three items.
Great. And one question for point of clarification, when that Mesilla Park location is determined, does that need to be brought back to the board to have that fully amended, or can staff as well as the executive team make that determination for that location? So primarily being if I can get it in the Papin Center, in other words, I'll get it in the Papin Center. But if I can't get it in the Papin Center and it has to go to Zia Middle School, or maybe I know there's a book box or two that are in those neighborhoods. Maybe we work with those residents for those things, or we look at if there's a part of public right of way where we can put up a signage deal. Can we? That's what I'm asking. Well, do you want that specific to come back before you for Mesilla Park since we don't have that specific location, or do you want that to be? And this is really for Trustee Nevada since he is putting the motion on the floor. Or do you want it to be determined by staff and the mayor?
The language in the amendment was to explore a location in the Mesilla Park area for posting of the agendas. And I'd be open to letting the staff, do the exploring of where to find place and also to make decisions and then notify the board where the location is.
Great.
I support that.
Fantastic. So there is a motion on the floor to amend the resolution 2026-01 for the Annual Open Meetings Act to not change date as of right now, but to explore that part, to add the Riesterman as another posting location, and then also to explore to have staff and the executive team explore the Mesilla Park area and make a decision on posting location and notify the Board of Trustees upon location being determined. That motion is by Trustee Nevadas. Second by Trustee Johnson Burek. Any further discussion? The motion is for the resolution as it has been amended, but with the motion of amendment by Trustee Nevadas, seconded by Trustee Johnson Burek. Gloria, if you can roll call on that amendment, please.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Trustee Nevada,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yes.
Thank you. And then we go back to, or is there any other discussion on item C, the resolution 2026-01 as it has been amended? Seeing as there is none, original motion on the floor by Trustee Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Gloria, if I can have a roll call vote on the resolution as it has been amended.
Trustee Nevada,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yes.
Okay, thank you very much for approval of Resolution 2026-01 for our Annual Open Meetings Act as it has been amended. Next item on the agenda is approval of Resolution 2026-02 for the Rules of Conduct.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Cadena, and I will open it up for discussion, if any. And this is just our resolution for the rules of conduct for public officials that just go through the governmental code of conduct. And if there's no questions or discussion, motion on the floor by Trustee Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Cadena. Gloria, if we can have a roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Nevada,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yes.
Thank you very much for approval of Resolution 2026-02 for the rules of conduct. Next item on the agenda is approval of Resolution 20. If I can have a motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Cadena.
Trustee Garcia.
Oh, sorry, was it Garcia?
Yes.
Sorry, Trustee Garcia. And I will open it up for discussion on this one. As it was noted, I'll start discussion as it was noted on by Trustee Cadena a little bit ago. There are conflicts in this resolution, which is a resolution that we pass forward from year to year. As you see, the original resolution was in 2004 with our basically procedures and conduct of meetings. If there's any changes in this, as it was noted, or sorry, if there's any changes, please let me know. As this is one that I would definitely like to update if possible. In particular on page 76 with the Articles of Procedure, 2.1 item B, where we have all material to be presented to the Board of Trustees shall be submitted to the town clerk not later than noon 6 days prior to the meeting date. And then item C, the agenda along with the introduction of the related material shall be available to each member of the Board of Trustees at least 5 days prior to the meeting date. Our Open Meetings Act and by state statute requires the 3 days or the 72 hours, the three days prior to the meeting date for item C. But even item B, I would even say that get that as soon as if the agenda is not posted and you haven't received notification, send that to the clerk or to myself and we'll get it added in. As such, I think that's a little out there for some of the things, especially and myself that are working on grants and getting approved and waiting on certain specific departments and other for information. Sometimes that's a challenge for that 6 days, just as communication on that. And a suggested change. The other is on page 77, where we have, or sorry, it's still on 76 and 77, item 2.3. the order of business. And that would be on, there's item number 6 on there where we have a reports. It doesn't define which reports those are specifically, and I don't know if I would assume that that's staff reports to be included at the beginning there, because otherwise we have staff and committee comments at the end, and it doesn't say reports on there. So just maybe board direction and clarification on reports. And then the potential to insert, as where I have it on our current agendas, after item number 10, once we finish our consent agenda, that we add in public input on cases, because this only has the public input at one spot. And that's at the end of the meeting. I think that it's wise that we add public input and have that as an approved way of doing the agenda. And then also possibly as part of the agenda to actually move staff and committee comments up to be heard before we start new business, as we have a lot of residents that do come for the meetings. And then if we go into closed session or have an issue where we have to leave or start for closed session in particular, we end up losing half of the residents when the staff goes to give their reports and information. And just so that there's open communication on what the staff is working on to the board and have that as well available for the residents early on in the meeting on everything that they're working on for a recommended potential change on that. And then on, I just want to point out that on one of the biggest things that we have on here, in my personal opinion, is something that I opened the door to more than anything, is on page 83 in general procedures, item 4.1 for the trustees' responsibilities, is that you all initiate, and I just want to point this out, initiate the proposals of action. So request to for initiation of legislation directed through myself, but I also want to note directed through the clerk would be added on there. And then of course, town staff is available to assist with preparation of documents. But it would be in the way that this reads, in substitute legislation, the proposal for any substitute ordinance resolution in accordance with the code shall be submitted through the mayor and made available to the members of the board of trustees. It says 24 hours, but following our open meetings act, we probably want to have that as 72 hours ahead of time. But with that, I just want to point out that in that part there is that any type of legislation, change in ordinance, or whatever the case may be, that direction should come from you all as a legislative body per what this is. And in all of this, I've worked with the staff and get information as well from the residents or direction from you all as well. And staff does that, but that's where we really want to hear more proposals and changes or the look at and amendments in or updates in the ordinance to come from the Board of Trustees as well. Just as thought, as it's been noted here. And this is, like I said, this is the one from 2004 that I actually brought back a couple of years ago. That way we had that there. We just weren't adopting it in previously. So I'll open it up for further discussion.
Sounds like you want to do a lot of changes, Mayor, on it. Can we postpone this and you write a rough draft? And we can compare them, because I ran out of ink what he was trying to change. So I'm wanting to postpone it. Why don't you write a rough draft on how you want everything changed, and then we bring it back to the board and we compare what you're saying and what we have right now. Because obviously there's a lot of changes and updates that you want to do on it, but I don't know. That's not good.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest postponing because there was a couple of these that I wanted to review more in depth and in its entirety, and then talk to you about, like, 4.1B. I mean, some of it also, it's just when it's talking about communication and things, and, well, I guess we could keep, I mean, we all know we can't negotiate contracts on behalf of you, but maybe it's just, should still be in there, just to have as a backup, as a reminder that, yeah, we can't be going out and, negotiating contracts.
Well, and trustees, keep in mind, and Mayor Pro Tem, keep in mind that this is the policy that was enacted by Mayor Cadena when he was in office.
Yeah.
And there's not been an update to the policy since, although we have continually updated, or not updated, but adopted this general procedures over the past couple of years as it has been presented without change. And that's Trustee Garcia definitely making those amendments, but that's why I really wanted to just bring it to the floor to open discussion. And if you have changes, let's note that, or that you know of now, please note them now, and in this open forum. Otherwise, if you have suggested potential changes, please email them to Gloria in here. That way, if it's after this open forum, that way she can also make those potential amendments and changes in there to do just as you've said.
I just think if you give us a deadline too, though, so that way it doesn't fall back up. We're getting emails at the last minute and so and so and so. So if you give us a deadline saying that we got to send emails with any changes or concerns to Gloria at a certain time, so we can bring this back up and we're not lagging on later and later. Put a deadline on it and say, you know what, we want all emails by Friday with any suggestions or anything like that from the board. And that way we can move forward instead of having another discussion on it.
It does need to be refreshed, that is definitely, yeah, just needs a little update.
Do you all have any other suggestions on the updates? I mean, I only gave a few that I saw on there. I know it sounded like a lot, but you all know that I like to talk a whole lot too. So, sorry. But I think we can over explain as well. But are there any other sections? We'll look at section B, 4.1B for sure.
Unless we do a work session and have everybody break it down to,
If you would like.
you can break it, you can do a work session on it and break it down for everybody and then take it in and then bring it up for a vote the following week, the following meeting. I have this thing memorized already.
I would support that, having a work session, that'd be an open forum, and then we could have the proposal at a future board meeting or voting on.
Yeah, it does need updating. We just need to make it congruent with what we practice, really, what best practice is. I don't know that a work session on this unless is necessary. I think we could all look through it, because you're right. I mean, we haven't really reviewed it every year. And I think it's specific to our municipality versus, any other municipality, so it's important. But I just think that it needs a little tweaking. I don't think we need to go through and pick out every single point of it, is my view on it. I just think that it's
pretty good in that we follow it pretty closely now, except for those things that have been, aren't congruent with what we currently do. So I'm okay with just postponing it for next meeting. I agree with deadlines because we might, we want to move it forward and we want to have it correct. We want it to reflect what we're actually doing throughout the year. So I think it's pretty good that we just need to make a few changes on it.
So I would like to make a motion to postpone this item until the next board meeting. And that gives us 2 weeks, or actually, obviously, we want it done before 2 weeks to get the information to you and to Gloria if we find any or concerns on this. Second.
Can we, I think that before we get a second, and I apologize on that motion, can we get a specific date to, as it was mentioned earlier, to get that in?
Just, I don't know.
Just for the postponement on that.
I mean,
And is 2 weeks enough, or does the board, what do you think of,
The Wednesday before.
The next meeting will be on the 26th. Ideally, we're going to try to get the packet out on the 21st.
okay, so is the board okay if I amend my motion or not amend, but make the date to give until the 20th, January 20th, for all of us to have that? No? One longer, Trustee Garcia?
Well, our next meeting's the 26th. If he's gonna try to get the packet on the 21st, he's gotta make a rough draft on it.
Yeah.
So that's not giving him enough time to do a rough draft on it. If we do it on Friday, the 16th. Or if we do it by Monday morning, the 19th, but I think the 19th is a holiday, correct?
Yes, it is. So why don't we shoot for the February 9th meeting? The February 9th meeting?
You guys are funny. You think I don't work on holidays?
Oh, that's right.
Every
That's
day.
right. No, it's a Monday.
It's Friday. I still work on holidays.
Oh,
I don't get a holiday.
so that have the information to the mayor, Gloria, by February 3rd. So that they can present everything at the February 9th meeting. Does that work for everyone?
So no work session.
No work session.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to postpone the approval of resolution 2026-03 for the rules of procedure to amend and make changes on that to review the updated potential for our to get the excuse me on this, to get the information to the town clerk or myself by February 3rd for our February 9th meeting.
Correct.
So can I get a second on that motion?
Second.
Motion on the floor by Pro Tem Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Any further discussion? Laura, if we can have a roll call vote, please, on the postponement of this agenda item.
Elena? Yes.
Trustee Nevada,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek. Mayor, the roll call is 4 yes.
Great. Thank you very much for the movement on that, for postponing and giving the definitions to get that done. Next item on the agenda is approval of the PZHAC appointments. These are going to be heard individually as they have been presented in the executive summary. On this, I guess the first one, we'll just do the first one and open it, and I can go from there. So if I can First commissioner to be appointed and considered is Commissioner Eric Walkinshaw. So I can have a motion on the floor, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Cadena. I will open it up for discussion. And with this, before any discussion, as it was mentioned earlier, per the ordinance and how that works and how we've done it in the past is that we have the slate of commissioners that are provided by the recommendation of the mayor. And that is provided typically at the first meeting of the year, just as we are doing here. All of the slate of the commissioners that we have that are here are, because if you recall, when we updated and did in a resolution last year, it was to where we had a 5-commission board. We also did it to where we have 2 assigned alternates that would join the board that would be coming on in the event that there was not a sitting commissioner available in that. And so we have our sitting commissioners as they were last year and our alternate commissioners as they were last year as well. All of my intent in this, in the slate as it has been presented with our sitting commissioners, is that there has been no issues with attendance and participation. And nobody has said that they do not want to continue across the board from all of these positions, keeping consistency with everything that we have there. If we do have an opening that does open up on the board, the intent is to have the alternate, one of the alternate commissioners move into an open position, and then we post, as we have in the past, the alternate position to be filled at that point in time. One of the things that I do also want to note is in order to get a little bit more participation from our alternates more than anything, to give them more opportunity, I did, as you may have recognized in the future, things to be discussed. I did assign those alternate commissioners to other boards as well. That way there's full participation across the board. No pun intended, for the Planning and Zoning Commission. So with that, we can open it up for questions or discussion.
So we're voting on this slate, which is the 5 commissioners and 2 alternates.
I think Trustee Johnson Burek wanted to hear each one individually.
I know, but because I thought there was a staggering of terms for the commissioners.
There is, but the appointment is for the commission as a whole.
As a whole, okay.
That's why I had the original slate as the commission as a whole to be reappointed. So, and another note that I do want to note as well, before we go on in discussing with staff, and it was also brought up earlier, was the election that took place for the commission for the chair, vice chair, and secretary, and that did happen prior to the board and of trustees fully confirming the commission. And with that, at the next P&Z meeting, the elections will be reheld, and that has been a direction that I have worked with staff. Gotta love Siri, right?
Yeah.
So I do want to note that as well. So we will be redoing that side there. Other discussion? Motion is on the floor to approve Eric Walkinshaw to the commission by Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek, seconded by Trustee Cadena. As there is no further
I have a
discussion.
question. I'm confused. Okay, so how many commissioners? There's 5 commissioners, correct?
5 sitting commissioners.
5 sitting commissioners. And 2 are up or 3 are up?
There's 5 commissioners and 2 alternates.
And 2 alternates, but we staggered, right?
Well, that's what I thought. That's what
I
the
thought-
ordinance
I
calls for.
thought we staggered them. I thought it was
Two and,
2 and 2, just like us as a board of trustees. Am I mistaken?
well,
That's what I saw, that it should be 2 and 2. Because if we put all 5 in,
That's right.
it should be 2 and 2. It should not be,
The-
it should be
That's
2,
right.
should be up to this year, and then next year should be
That's right.
the other
3.
3.
But actually, this is not to confirm this is just to confirm the board every year.
Right.
This is the entire board, not to make, because we have a full board right now.
But 2 of them should be up though.
Well, 2 or 3, it just depends on which ones. But see, we also adapted this resolution to make alternates, and it would be, so really,
But that's
There,
alternates.
I know, but they're allowed to vote, because what we were having problems with is we weren't having problems with having too many commissioners. We were having problems with having quorum. So we added the alternates so that at any given moment, if 2 people were out or 3 people were out, those 2 people actually have voting rights. So it would be weird. I mean, to me, it would be doing a disservice to this resolution and to the alternates to say that we're opening it up. I think, I read the planning and zoning rules too, and I agree with and I want to, address your questions and your concerns about how this should be done. And I think in my experience, when I've actually sat on the board, it's been very inconsistent, is what it's been.
Correct.
It's been very inconsistent the way we implement the new, one is we're always getting new commissioners, right? And it can be in the middle of a term. I also believe that at the end of the calendar year is a very difficult time for us to try to interview new people for the next session. So I think we could, in my view, have a work session on this. Now, to me, this is a little bit more important. Not more important. It's just a little bit more convoluted, and there's more questions. And we actually made a resolution to avoid not having quorum, and that was our goal, is that we would have quorum consistently throughout the year so that so that approval of requests by residents would not be postponed because we couldn't meet quorum with the P&Z. And I personally really, really appreciate all the P&Z and the alternates, because I think you guys do a lot of work and you're studying the ordinances all the time, and that the learning curve on that is kind of huge, right? That there's a lot to learn when you're on the P&Z. So what I'd like to propose is that yes, the ordinance needs to be interpreted specifically, I think, because I think there is misleading information, like number C, 18.06.020, number C, is really talking about the establishment of the P&Z. That was when it was established back in the day. That's how I'm reading it, because that's why you that explains the staggering. So it was the initial initiation or of the P&Z. If it's up for debate, it's up for debate. So that's what I mean. So to me, that's how I'm reading it. C is on the initial, when we first developed the P&Z for the community. And so I think, and like I said, in my experience, just being the trustee, there has been inconsistencies on the way that we do this. But our main goal is to honor the P&Z that does a really good job for us, doing a lot of research on what the ordinance says and what they interpret by it, and close to what it really means, which is hard because even the ordinance for P&Z, so is confusing. So we know a lot of our ordinances are subject to interpretation. So, so what I propose is that we actually do a work session on how we move on with the P&Z as far as this section goes. If others would like to see that happen, because I do think there's confusion on it.
I get your resolution with the alternates, that's one thing, but commissioners for planning and zoning get reselected every 2 years. It has nothing to do with the alternates. And I'm not saying they're not working hard or anything, but commissioners get reappointed every 2 years. We have to put it out for the public to apply. And
It
you all
hasn't been
accept-
done like that in the past, Veronica.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. It
Well,
has.
no, I looked back, and when my first year, I never approved a P&Z person. My first year working here, I looked on all the meeting dates, and I never did approve a P&Z person, unless it was a middle of the attorneys had resigned.
Because
I
Was
know
that-
it happened to you.
it happened to me in 2023 when we and another commissioner, our terms were expiring. So the mayor put out the word to reapply, and we went through an interview process. And
But
so
it didn't happen the year before for that term.
It's every 2 years.
Well, no, if it's staggered, that means every 2 years somebody would come
But-
up. So every
Right.
year somebody would.
So, and
No,
I,
not every 2 years, every
But-
year somebody would come.
Right.
But it didn't happen the first time. Some people
They have the
didn't
same-
have to reapply.
They have the same accountability as we are for every 2 years. So in 2 years, we'll have 2 other people running.
No, if you're making that argument, then next year, this year would be 3, next year would be 2, the next year would be 3, the next year would be 2.
'Cause it's
That's
2
its
years, not
staggered.
4.
So
it's a 2-year term, not
Right,
4.
so
But I
every
think, but I
year,
think that
people
in,
would come up for vote.
are we
What-
up for anybody for the
what-
last 2 years? Really?
well, yes, but that's the thing is when we look at it as a whole, is we have active participation from a volunteer board.
Right.
That's the way that I look at it. In a board where in the past where we have not had active participation consistently, and we have active participation from all members of our board right now. So
Including the alternate.
why would, yes, and definitely including the alternates. So why would we want to change that makeup or reopen for interviews when we've have people that have been working with the ordinances for the past at least 2 years that potentially, because there again, as Trustee Cadena had alluded to, is that if we had a position for one of the termed positions that opened that was vacated 2 months ago, then now we have a reelection for that exact same or reappointment potential for that exact position that we just appointed. It's redundant in that sense. And I will note that I sat on the Planning and Zoning Commission for 6-7 years as chairman for many of those years. And I never went through any re-adoption, anything process or was a part of that. So, I mean, yes, we have been inconsistent. I will not say that we have not by any means. But the one thing that I will say has been consistent is this Planning and Zoning Commission that has been active and participating over the past couple of years. So,
Yeah, I'm not saying it all means that they're not participating, but we also gotta be fair to the residents as well too, because what happens if there's another resident that wants to come in? We're not opening that up to them. I'm not saying there is inconsistency, I'm not saying that planning and zoning is not doing their job, I'm not saying any of that was so far, what I'm saying is, if this is what we're going by, we need to either go back and change it to what's better, or we continue having it is, and every 2 years we change it. So, we put it out for,
but
for out there too.
But I think that that's also, and Trustee Garcia, I think that is one of the things as well to be thinking about is that in this, it is a recommendation by the mayor that comes forward. And with that recommendation, we've had practices how we practice to choose these people in the past, or these individuals to be a member of the board, but it's purely recommendation of by the mayor. There does not have to be interviews that take place. There does not have to be postings that take place. It can be a recommendation that happens. But with that in mind, we have created process and intention for transparency purposes to really move that forward and to do that. So that's exactly why we do what we do in that sense. So just as note on that side for that.
Well, Mayor, now that you bring that up, I do now recall that that's why we do post, to make it transparent. Because now I remember when the posting had closed, and that's when you allowed Commissioner Gallegos in 2 weeks after the posting had closed, when there were people that had applied. And so I did bring that up as, concern of transparency, that we allowed somebody to put in for that after it was not open. So, and I know it's been inconsistent, but I pulled up the agendas for 23, 24, and 25, and we have appointed the P&Z. And I do recall we did it on a staggering basis, or when there was a new appointment. But it has been consistent, but I, again, don't want to, and you're right, it has nothing to do with the fact that they're not showing up at the meetings, because it is a volunteer. But I just want to make sure that we're being fair and transparent, and that's my concern. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, could we, moving forward, make changes? So, because it's confusing, we need clarification. So if we want to do it as a slate, it's one thing, but we should also have it in some kind of language in the ordinance, because this section C really calls for staggered terms. And then if there's a vacancy, that person that's appointed for that vacancy serves until the end of the 1 year or the 2 year staggered term. So that's why I look at it. So we need to see if we're moving forward, we want to make this process more efficient, change the language in the ordinance to what we want to practice as a municipality. So.
And it's to protect ourselves.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And I just think it
In the town.
needs clear. Nothing that really, because of the way that it's, that it's an appointed, and it's really the language is written as the mayor makes the appointment, and he could do that. But in the process, there have been procedures, like you said. So that isn't even in there, and the staggering to me means the membership in the planning and zoning. It doesn't mean that they're elected at this time. To me, this is telling us that every year we acknowledge that these people in our first meeting are part of the P&Z. I even am saying we need a work session, because then we could say, let's say these 7 people submitted letters and said, we want to continue. If we want to do that, because there's something in this planning and zoning commission that says the people should be submitting letters. So even if that happened for the ones that are coming off their 2-year term, if we want to make expired terms, if we want to, we have to make accommodations, I think, in the ordinance to move people from alternates to permanent. That's what they're training for. That's what they're sitting there for. It would be, I know what you mean, Trustee Garcia, that the residents need to have the opportunity, but those are residents too that are alternates that have been working hard and coming to every meeting, and they've actually have the potential to actually vote. To me, that's a commitment that should be honored moving forward, so that they should be able to move into to planning and zoning. if one of the sitting commissioners leaves. So that's why I'm suggesting that there's concern over this, there's interpretation issues. I think this slate is different than the expired terms or unexpired terms. I think that we just need to sit down and add detail. Again, I don't think it's going to be a lot, but I think we have to come up with a consensus that makes sense moving forward. Is that
Most definitely.
okay?
Mayor, just to add, really, we need a functioning planning and zoning commission.
Right.
So for the present, I would be in favor of if you want to appoint these, but in the future, we would make changes to the ordinance to really give information to the residents, to the board, to the members of the commission as to what the process is for that. I mean, at this late date, we need a functioning commission.
We do. And we
Right,
have,
so, no, that's why I say we could move forward with this slate, but we would gather and make amendments to the ordinance so that in future, there wouldn't be these discussions of whether, we have staggered or not staggered or, or whatever. It just, I think, I hope my fellow board members agree that we need a functioning commission, but we also need changes to the ordinance.
but I think clarification, because I think that staggering works, right? But it's just how we do that and when we do that.
Yeah, just changes to clarify that. But at this date, we need to have a functioning commission. So we can't afford to wait to make the changes. So
To a work session, in other words,
yes.
on that, which is definitely easily doable on that side.
But we need to
I
do it
just-
sooner than later, though. We don't need to be doing this like in November, December.
No
We
doubt.
need to do it like next month,
You got it.
so that way it's out there and commissioners are worried about it. We gotta put deadlines on everything, because then we're back here again, we'll put this to the side and it doesn't get done. And then we're back here again, doing this again.
Do you want to
So
March? Sometime in March?
we just,
I'll
gotta put
I'll
deadlines.
work with staff and we'll schedule the work session and it'll be within the next 2 months.
okay.
I mean,
That's
because
as simple as
February
that.
is legislative stuff, do we have a 60-day or
30 day.
30 day? So we'll be done.
The 20th of February.
Okay, so I mean, I think after that, because legislature time for you, Mayor, and us too, if we can help you, right? I mean, we need to really hustle the legislation for the town of Mesilla. So I would want a work session for then, after the legislative session this year. If that's agreeable.
Yes.
Yes.
I just said sooner the better, but I'm down for March too as well, but we just gotta get this taken care of, fixed and cleared up, because, we have commissioners right there, been there for 2, 3, 4, 5, and they haven't, we gotta make it clear.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and we can do that. And we need a consensus.
Yep.
And a total agreement with consensus.
Right.
And we can, and with the planning and zoning, not.
Well, and we need to be consistent.
And we need to
so
be
I think that's
consistent.
another big thing, right? In all of this, because even in our, and I will note that I am a problem to that, because in our last planning and zoning appointment, we did not post that posting. We had an individual who had interviewed and was an appropriate person to be added to the commission because of the interview process that we did before, and we added that. So if we're gonna do it, then we need to do it correctly each and every single time. So
Exactly.
I will take responsibility on that one as well. So
Well, Mayor,
just as communication and
Yeah,
and that.
but
side.
I think, you have been, and the previous mayor was too, in situations where we didn't have a quorum, and it caused a big issue with approvals.
We didn't have a board.
We didn't have a P and Z quorum. Okay,
Any other discussion? We are hearing each one of these individually as it has been requested. And it is for the full board as that, if you would, since I have them all listed here. And then we will review that in a future work session. Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Helena, for Commissioner Eric Walkinshaw. Lori, if you can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
No.
Trustee Garcia.
No.
Mayor, the roll call is 2 yeses and 2 noes.
Okay.
So,
And I'm gonna vote yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't,
I'm gonna vote yes.
you're voting. Okay, roll call, Mayor, the roll call is 3 yeses and 2 noes.
Thank you for the approval of Eric Walkinshaw to be joining our commission. Next next commissioner is Commissioner Gallegos. If I can get a motion on the floor, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Cadena. Open it up for discussion.
How long has he been on the commission board? Eric,
For 2 years now.
2 years?
Yes,
So his seat is up, right?
it would be
If we buy
yes.
him the same.
Any other discussion?
2 years or 1 year?
2. Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Cadena. Gloria, if you can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
No.
Trustee Nevares.
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 3 yeses and 1 no.
Thank you for approval and appointment of Commissioner Gallegos to the commission. Next commissioner is Commissioner Miller. If I can have a motion on the floor, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Trustee Nevada, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem. And then we'll open it up for discussion.
How many years?
Lori is 2, I believe, as well. So she is one of your 2 as well.
Mhm.
Any other discussion? Seeing as there is no discussion, Gloria, if you can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
No.
Mayor Hernandez.
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 3 yeses and 2 noes.
Thank you for appointment of Commissioner Miller on there. Next item, or next commissioners, Commissioner Mulvihill.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Trustee Nevada, seconded by Trustee Cadena. I will open it up for discussion.
Again, how many years?
She was just reappointed last year. Any other discussion? Gloria, if you can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares.
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
All right, congratulations, Commissioner Mulvihill. Reappointment there. Next commissioner, Commissioner Aviar. If I can have a motion on the floor, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia.
How many years?
That one I don't know.
Oh,
Is it 1?
Yes,
It's less than 1.
Yeah,
1 year.
she started as an alternate, right?
yeah, and that's the confusion, is because starting as an alternate.
Yeah.
So,
1 year? Okay.
any other discussion? Gloria, if you can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
No.
Trustee Cadena.
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 3 yeses and 1 no.
All right, until Commissioner Aviar reappointed to the board. Next is alternate commissioner, Commissioner Paz.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor, on motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia.
I got a couple of questions. How long is an alternate? How long can they be an alternate?
There would ultimately be the
It's,
rotating.
yeah,
That's
it's here
fine.
in the resolution that we passed. They serve the same as the commissioner.
Same as commissioner?
Yeah.
So how long has Paz been
All
an
of
alternate?
it is, she's been less than a year too, because we
Yeah.
only did this in, 20, let's see. So
Something back.
it's been the 25th of May, 2024, so less than 2 years. So she came on a little bit after that.
Yeah, she's destined a year.
Yeah, she came on the
Less than a
same
year?
time as Commissioner Aviar.
Yeah. I don't know that she was the first alternate.
No.
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
No.
Gloria, if you can roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Bureau,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Thank you for approval of alternate Commissioner Paz continuing. Alternate Commissioner Lucero. Motion on the floor, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Nevares. Open it up for discussion. Less than a year.
Less than a year, I got that. That's dumb too.
Any other discussion? Lori, if we can roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Bureau,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
okay, I'm sorry.
No, no worries.
And Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Great. Thank you very much for approval of alternate Commissioner Lucero's reappointment. Next item on the agenda is item G, 7G, approval of the Board of Adjustments.
So moved. So moved.
But we're
Second.
doing this individually. So this is for Trustee Cadena to be joining the board. Motion on the floor by Pro Tem Pro Tem Burek. It's Pro Tem Johnson Burek is a whole lot. Holy moly, Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Open it up for discussion. Seeing as there is none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Bureau,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Thank you for appointment of Trustee Cadena to the Board of Adjustments. Next is Commissioner Lucero to the Board of Adjustments.
So moved. Second.
Motion on the floor by Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia, and open it for discussion. Seeing as there is none, Gloria, if we can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Bureau,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Great, thank you. Next appointment for the Board of Adjustments is our public member at large, Ms. Paige Coleman.
So moved. Second.
Motion on the floor by Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Open it up for discussion. Gloria, there is no discussion. If we can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Bureau,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Great. Thank you very much for the full appointment of our Board of Adjustments. Next item on the agenda, item H, the Lodgers Tax Board appointments being heard individually. Those appointments are Chris Hutchinson.
So moved. Second.
Motion on the floor by Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia. I will open it up for discussion. I will say that the board, lodgers tax has to be made up of a specific specific mix of residents, business owners, lodgers, so on and so forth. And this is that mix. Motion on the floor by Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Any discussion? Gloria, if we can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Thank you for Mr. Hutchinson joining the lodger's tax. Next is Mr. Keith Bird for lodger's tax.
So moved?
Second?
Motion on the floor by Pro Tem, seconded by Garcia. Any discussion?
When do they meet?
It's
Lodger's taxes?
lodger's tax is the first Monday of every, actually, we just changed it to the second Monday of every month. This last meeting, we posted that.
Monday of every what?
Every month at 10 a.m. And we're actually going to start meeting in here in February, and the meetings are going to be recorded for that purpose, so that and posted online. So as a note for lodger's tax in particular,
And how long is their term?
there's no term set on that. Those are our appointments. But we can change it to set, if we want to set terms for these guys. Is that a will of the board? I'll get that in discussion right now. No. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Motion on the floor by Pro Tem, seconded by Garcia. Gloria, if we can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
I'm going to abstain because he's my cousin.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 3 yeses.
Okay, thank you for appointment of Mr. Bird. Next is Mr. Cesar Huzis joining the commission.
So
the
moved.
Lodger's tax.
Second?
Motion by Trustee Nevada, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Discussion? Seeing as there is none, Gloria, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Okay, thank you very much for appointment of Mr. Cesar Huzis joining that lodger's tax. Next is Miss Amy Lavender joining the lodger's tax.
So moved?
Second?
Motion on the floor by Pro Tem, seconded by Garcia. Discussion? Gloria, roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Great, thank you very much for appointment of Miss Lavender. Next up, we have appointment of Miss Dasha Baushava to lodger's tax.
So moved?
Second?
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Garcia. Discussion? Gloria, if we can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Great, thank you very much, and thank you for appointment of our full lodger's tax board and commission. Next item on the agenda is approval of item A for our public arts committee appointment. This is a brand new board that was enacted in ordinance this last year. So the trustee to be considered, Trustee Nevares. I can have a motion on the floor, please.
So moved?
Second?
Motion on the floor by Johnson Burek, seconded by Garcia. Any discussion? Gloria, if we can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Okay, thank you very much for that appointment. Next appointment is for Commissioner Paz.
So moved?
Second?
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Any discussion? Seeing as there is none, Gloria, roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Burek,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yeses.
Thank you very much for appointment of Commissioner Paz to the Public Arts Committee. The next one that I actually do have that is on here that I have as a TBD is a local artist, and that is for Mr. Emmett Boer to join the Public Arts Committee as an appointment. He confirmed with me earlier today. That's why he's on on that. And I'm still waiting on the historian. If I can have a motion to
So
approve,
moved.
please.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, second by Trustee Cadena. Open it up for discussion.
How do you spell his last name?
Booher.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Gloria, if we can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Beard,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yes.
Okay, thank you very much for appointment of a local artist, Mr. Emmett Boer, to the Public Arts Committee. I do have a historian that I have, it's local, that works for the university that I have reached out to. I'm just waiting for confirmation from them before we move forward. So I will hopefully have that at the next meeting for you. The next member of the Public Arts Committee is the public member at large, Ms. Susie Facio.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Trustee Garcia. Any discussion? Seeing as there is none, Gloria, if we can roll call vote, please.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
Trustee Nevares,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson Beard,
Yes.
Trustee Cadena,
Yes.
Mayor, the roll call is 4 yes.
Great. Thank you very much for the Public Arts Committee appointments. I will note before we move on that you will be seeing some applications coming forward for our public arts appointments here very shortly. Next item on the agenda is for discussion only, and then I'll bring that forward in the next meeting, is for our standing committee and liaison assignments. So this is where we have our standing committees that we're all part of. The Taylor Monument is the Friends of the Taylor Monument, where we are written into the bylaws as such, having a seat and an alternate seat. The Southwest Area Workforce Development Board having a seat and an alternate seat. The South Central Council of Governments having a seat and an alternate seat. The Mesilla Valley MPO having 3 seats technically. I have one of those seats, I guess, by acclamation. I don't know how that works, but Trustee Johnson Burke, or Mayor Pro Tem, probably knows that better than I do, sitting on it for a bit. And then our South Central Regional Transit District has 1 seat and an alternate. And then, so I'll just ask now, is there any specific board that anybody would like to be a part of in particular?
I'll do the MPO. I've done it before. So I liked it.
I'll stay on it.
Yeah.
You know what that means, right?
No.
Surprise.
It's our year.
Don't look at me like that.
So you'll be chair.
No, why me?
Because it's
Because I know you're going to be the one to go, I nominate first. I know you.
You're absolutely correct.
I got to be faster than you. I'm kidding. I'm okay with that.
You do a great job.
Got to give you a hard
I
time.
know.
Well, I want to stay on the Taylor Monument.
Okay.
And I can add something to.
I will say that with South Central, with the Council of Governments, that their meetings are consistently the last Friday of every month. Last Friday once a quarter, not every month, once a quarter, but they rotate. So one is here in Doniana specifically, then it goes to TRC, then it goes to Socorro, and then comes down to Sunland Park or Anthony.
Okay.
So, and the one here in Doniana per se is either here in Mesilla or at the university, one or the other. So that one does rotate around and does require a little travel.
Okay.
Mayor, I'd like to continue as an alternate for the team.
Okay.
It's the last Friday, once a quarter for the South
Yes.
Central Council of Governments.
Correct. So we would have had one last month, but he ended up canceling it.
Do you attend that?
I have attended a few, those that I can get to.
Okay, well, I'll take that one since I'm retired.
Thank you.
I'll be here alternate.
You want me to be alternate for that?
I know, I've said it like 3 times. Sorry. I'll go ahead and be here alternate.
Okay. Thank you. And the Southwest Area Workforce Development does sporadic meetings. I sit on that board already as a CEO for the Southwest Area Development Workforce. So I'm already, it's like MPO, I'm already in on that one.
And how often do they meet?
It's sporadic on that one. So it's whenever Angela needs to have those meetings. Usually they're here at the community center because they work they're a part of the Council of Governments, and she works in the community center, usually meets here or close by in a nearby community, or has the availability of attending virtually as well. And then,
I can serve as an alternate on that.
okay. Thank you. And then SCURD is our last one. Southwest Regional Transit District. And that they meet once a month on Wednesdays. I think it's the first, no,
No, they meet the third
it's
Wednesday.
the third Wednesday because it alternates. Yeah, it alternates on that one. So
And where do they meet?
at the government center.
I'll take the seat.
Okay,
I've done it before.
okay, I'll be the alternate then.
Because it kind of goes, yeah, because it kind of goes with the MPO on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I will-
Kind of goes with the MPO on it when their meetings.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's on the MPO is usually on one week, and then the following week is usually regional transit.
Mhm.
But I will also note is that we're getting ready to go through some potential changes where those two might be combining and looking at that. So that is a potential. The other is departmental liaison, where you're a liaison for a specific department. And if there's any requests for specific departments, I'll take those now.
I'd like to continue.
Community development.
I'd like to go ahead and do finance.
Okay.
I'll do public works.
Are you okay with that? Put in? We'll figure it out. Okay. Great, thank you very much. And I'll have that, if there's any other, the one thing that I will say is that if there's any other committees or boards that you would like the town to be involved in, please let me know. And of course, as long as we are written into their bylaws, we can participate as a community. Otherwise, it's individual participation on your own accord per se. But I'll have this slate to you the next at the next meeting. The next item on the agenda is item K for discussion only. Is for the public safety clerk job description. I did provide that to you, and this is just for review. It's the first rough draft in this. And kind of in this discussion is what we have is, we have the courts are in the process of, or the court is in the process of fully closing right now and getting everything taken care of on that side. But we do, in hearing from our public, we do have the need as well as our team, have the need to have the extra support within the public safety department in particular. And it would be helpful for our residents as well if there were somebody that were actually at the physical desk to help to support that and to help to support the residents on that side, but also to help to support the marshal and the fire chief. General records, custodians, clerical duties, and other duties as assigned, per se, kind of following through in for the position on that. The in this the intent for the salary and the pay on that would be to pull and the request would be to pull the salary that is presently being utilized within the court and utilize that salary at that for this position. And then in full transparency as well is the intent is to have a lateral transfer with an existing employee into this position. So that way we don't use vital members of our team. But I wanted to open it up for discussion as far as it pertains to just general overall for the duties, the position, where the salary would be coming from, and answer questions that you all may have. And of course, this is just the first time, so it's not approval of anything tonight, so.
Balancing cash, are they gonna be taking payments there?
So in that is that and that's still to be determined because keep in mind that we're going to be enacting or having the request to enact an ordinance where we have a hearing officer hearing our local codes cases and civil cases. So we would be taking fees and payments for that. So depending upon where and how that is determined, that those fees and fines are being taken for those actions that may potentially happen, that might be a responsibility, quite possibly.
And who do they report to?
The marshal and the fire chief.
Okay.
Mayor, I would just narrow it down under qualifications. You know, it's either 1 year of experience, or 2 years, or 3 years, not 1 to 3. Just to make it more definitive.
So just in this discussion is just in all reality is the overarching for the position, the need for the position, and then where the pay for the position is coming from. As part of the discussion this evening, if you have questions or direction that you would like to see otherwise for the position itself, just please get with me before next Tuesday. That way I can make any
Okay.
necessary adjustments, and then that way it can be on our next agenda for approval, as well as the potential appointment of the position as a lateral.
Do we have to post this position up or no?
If it's lateral, no,
Okay.
and that's the intent.
Do we have to put the benefits on this as well too? Or no? We don't?
No, no.
Okay.
And Trustee Garcia, one thing that I will say, because I know we've had it in other meetings and I'm sure you've seen it, but I'll make sure to get you the breakdown of all the salary grades, and that way you have that, and then everything that we have there. So if you need that.
No, I've seen them on the budget.
This person would be at the police station, right?
Yes.
Yes, they would be located over there at the park right now until,
At the desk that is unmanned or sporadically manned by the interns and volunteers.
okay, that's what I thought. So they have space over there. That's the intent, to have them over there at the police station
Correct.
and answering calls from 8 to 5 or so.
Correct. Now, while they
Monday
wouldn't
through
be able
Friday.
to dispatch from there, that that would not be the intent if somebody were calling with an emergency, but they could help with getting that call to potentially to the officers ahead of time while that individual is calling non-emergency or whatever the case may be. So it'll help out in conjunction is the potential of that. I mean, it's just, we have a lot of residents right now that continually go to the public safety building as it is, and it's unmanned. So having somebody there, and that's feedback that we've consistently gotten
Yeah.
over and over and over
I
again.
think it's a good idea. I just don't want people to feel like they can call that number instead of the emergency number. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like that's for people that need to walk in for administrative stuff, for follow up, for follow through. And it would just be, I think it would get overwhelming for a person if it ended up being,
Well, it's not going to be dispatched by any
Yeah.
means.
so that we need to discourage that. Like
Correct.
they need to say, call dispatch.
Correct.
In my view, at this point in time, just because it could get overwhelming for them.
Correct.
We used to have a volunteer there, stationed,
Yeah. Well,
and it was so beneficial.
right.
I think she only did 4 hours a day, but it was very, very nice to have a body there.
Yes, I think, yeah, I think a paid position there to help just logistically is necessary and under the direction of what they actually need, but really kind of discourage the dispatch kind of thing, I think. That's just my opinion.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
And that would be, of course, within the training and the direction of the marshal and the fire chief.
yeah.
The potential also is to help to support the fire department where they need the extra support right now as well. So
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think the residents would be very grateful to have someone answering the phone, if just to hear a voice sometimes, because things can build up or whatever. Their worries can compound if there's no answer.
is there any other discussion? If you have any suggested changes, please reach out to myself or Gloria. That way we can make the necessary changes on here. Next item on the agenda is public input. If the public has any input, you're welcome to step to the podium, state your name for the record.
I'd like to just say some positive kinds of things. I was very appreciative Christmas Eve with the suggestions from citizens in the town, residents of the town, as to taking care of the lighting so that the luminarias could be shown. And it really was lovely. Everybody's at my house Christmas Eve, so I didn't get out there till like 9:15, but it was really beautiful. And having the large nativity opened, lots of people going through that, lots of activities on the plaza with the snow and, craziness with the Grinch and Santa and everything. But I heard lots of comments. I had 2 visitors in our casita. We have a VRBO, and they actually posted photos of how beautiful it was and just talking about the wonder of Mesilla. So I really appreciate that. The other comment that I have is I really think it would be great if the staff comments could be at the beginning of the meeting, because as you can see, there's only a couple of us left. It's getting late. It was a long meeting. So I think, anything that you all can do to accommodate the residents who give their time to come and listen and support you all is would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rachel. Any other public comment? Seeing as there is none, we'll move on to our next item on the agenda, Board of Trustee Committee Reports. Trustee Nevares.
I don't have anything.
Mayor Pro Tem.
So we had our MPO meeting in December. One of the key things that we were approving, and forgive me, I've slept since then, is the safety measure targets for the state, safety performance measures. The BPAC, the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, did actually not approve them in their meeting because they are not supportive of the targets that the state decides upon. And unfortunately, for us as the decision-making body, federal funding is tied to us approving them. So we approved it, but I made a suggestion, that's why they were trying to schedule a special meeting, in that, why don't we have our own performance target measures within our MPO that supports what BPAC wants to do. So I don't know where that's at now. But other than that, there's no meeting this month. And our next meeting will be February 11th at 1 p.m. at the Board of County Commissioner Chambers. Government building.
There you go.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Trustee Cadena.
The Friends did not meet in December. They will be meeting this month. But the museum in November and December, I think, did very, very well. Had a lot of visitors. The nacimientos, of course, the nativities were a very big success. As they usually are, only, more people got in there and exposed to the beautiful museum. So that was really nice. And Christmas Eve was really nice, and the store was open on Christmas Eve. So the mutual support is something that's very important for us to continue to do that. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee. And of course, Trustee Garcia, you don't
No
have
problem.
anything on? Not yet. Not yet.
No.
But get ready, right?
Mhm.
I've had a ton of meetings. I'm not even gonna go through all of them, but I'll also, with the meetings that I've had, I have missed a few meetings and had conflicts that have arisen, unfortunately, that I have not been able to attend. But in some of those meetings, I'm glad that some of you have been able, like in NPO being there. Unfortunately, I did have a last minute conflict that came up with the town for me to attend the Taylor Advisory Board, but I heard that it was a great meeting overall. In that, but those are the only two that I missed in specific, but there's a bunch that I had, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And with that, I'll move on to Board of Trustee and staff comments. Marshall.
Good evening, Mayor and Trustees. Hope you all had a happy and safe Christmas and New Year. Don't have much. Christmas Eve celebration was pretty packed, but no incidents on our end. Codes Officer Jose Garcia did leave us. He got a job in Santa Fe County and will be starting their academy in July, I believe. So he'll be on the FTO program until then. I wish him the best. Told him we're here for any advice he needs. There was another incident I believe it was last Wednesday, like 9:30, 10. I even heard it from my house, all the shots fired calls or shots fired. They were getting calls all the way to Carver and 478, Union and 28, Union and Snow. It ended up being people were firing some big ammunition out at the Mesilla Dam, which is DASO's jurisdiction. So they went in and handled it, but I didn't get an outcome of it. I know our guys got a few phone calls and went out to talk with those reporting parties. Other than that, school's back in session. You'll see us out at Zia doing traffic control because that's still a mess with the street the way it is. Just remember, westbound is closed now. I know it was open for a little bit, so that was confusing. So thankfully, they put road closed signs after every exit on that side. So we haven't had to deal with too many wrong way drivers. Other than that, I'll stand for any questions or concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Fire Chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. Happy New Year. First, I wanted to thank everybody for their support on Christmas, the Christmas Eve thing. We really enjoy handing out the chocolate and the cookies, so thank you to Salud and Andales for donating that. The year started out pretty busy, so we've been busy, but we've also had some good news. We've had 2 of our members pass their paramedic test, including Chris Stevens, our paid EMS lieutenant. We've got another intermediate, and I think we got another basic coming along. So you'll see all those statistics when you get your end of year report for next meeting. The other thing, Trustee Cadena, I wanted to mention is we do get a lot of phone calls directly to the to the station, and or people coming up and knocking on the door with emergencies. And we've brought it up here before in the BOT to please call 911, because if we're not there, you've wasted that time. And you make that call. If we're the closest, we'll go. And if not, somebody else will be on their way if we're not available. So that's still happening. And what's inconvenient about it is if there's nobody there, I'm the one that hears the phone or the doorbell, and I've got to get up and go all the way around and interrupt whatever it is I'm doing. So it's going to be a lot better once we have somebody that's actually there that can answer the door when we get deliveries, because we're out. And if we don't we're not there, UPS doesn't leave it, they take it. And then we're waiting for medical supplies or whatever it is. So it's going to be a lot better once we have that position there. And the Marshal and I have talked about ways to expand the role. So they're not just answering phones and doors. There's a lot of things that they can help. And that's what that job description addresses. So other than that, I'm here for any questions. Thank you.
Mayor, Board of Trustees, also Happy New Year's. I don't really have much either. On the projects, I do have pictures, but I'll go ahead and wait until the end of the month report to get it in and have a slideshow with Mayor Hernandez on both the finishing of Calle del Norte Phase 3, and we'll also throw in some pictures on how University is already all colored up and getting landscaped and rock and all that good stuff added to it. So we'll go ahead and have a slideshow on that. We got through the Christmas, New Year, started off doing some just everyday maintenance and stuff like that. We're hitting a lot of weed eradication right now, so that's what I'm focused on right now. And for that, I'll stand for any questions.
Great. Thank you, sir. Mr. Salazar.
Good evening, Mayor, Trustees. Again, everybody's wishing everybody's Happy New Year's, but I am excited. I really am excited this year. We do got a lot of good projects. As mentioned, I believe last meeting, we did turn in the packet to the state for COG. Look in the near future, probably the next, not this upcoming meeting, but the next one, they are going to start, we need to start creating our own local registry for our historic buildings. So part of the requirement from the state. So there are going to be a lot of nominations to our historic inventory buildings already in existence, and maybe some other ones that are not on it. So I invite the board, if there are any buildings or any structures that you want us to start with nominating first,
or any of them that are not in the historic you want us to look into, we can definitely do that. Okay, so that's something that's coming up. Also, Liana, with newsletter, she really put her heart into it. I'm excited. It's between her, myself, and Dorothy, starting to get up on the online, and we just got a lot of good ideas. We're just brainstorming at the moment, and then whenever we decide which ones we want to bring to the board, we will. But there are talks about maybe having a possibility like Mesilla Days. Maybe do some kind of proclamation to like honor Mesilla and the history and such like that to kind of help promote again the history and the heritage here in Mesilla. Along with that, she redundantly says over and over, please help, please be involved. So that way we can help motivate residents to come forward. When I'm sitting in that office, I think I talk to more than anybody in the building. People come and stop by and see me for permits and questions and over the phone. And it's always nice sometimes to hear and talk to some of these residents been here a while, first, second, third generations. And as I'm doing the permit, they told me about the grandparents, they told me where they used to live, what the buildings, because I'm not from the area. I find those stories intriguing. Along with that is a lot of paranormal activity, I guess if you want to put it that way. That sparks my interest, believe it or not. So maybe in the future we can come up with something like Leyendas of Mesilla or something like that. I don't know, but anywho. Again, participation is necessary so we can continue this newsletter for our community. Other than that, I just want to briefly talk about our ordinances and our code and the position that P&Z really are trying to interpret their code as much as possible. We would like some help from this board to kind of let us know what you guys want in more like a proactive thing. And there's a lot of things right now in Mesilla being proposed, or I'm hearing being proposed, such as food trucks or maybe shipping containers or maybe RV parks, or our code states that you can only park a trailer that's no longer than 35 feet, but it doesn't say how many. Right, so can you park 10? So it's just a lot of those kinds of things that if we, give us that direction, we can help stop motivating until it becomes a controversial issue. So again, I feel strongly that the commission really wants to do what's best for Mesilla, but obviously your input is necessary and always welcome. That's all I have, and I stand by for any questions.
I have a couple of questions. Are we going on the code book that you provide us or the code book that's online?
It's the code book that I go with, and the code book that I'm actually made you a copy, Trustee Garcia, is what's online.
Okay, so my code book is missing chapters and pages.
Okay.
So if you can reprint me a new one, please, I would really appreciate that.
Okay.
But I didn't even pass the third chapter and I was already missing pages.
Okay.
So, and then also I believe Martha said that she spoke with someone for training for planning and zoning. I think that's what she said on her comments. I would get with her to see what we can do to bring that person down here for training for planning and zoning on there. So if they're literally coming up to us asking for help and they found something that's willing to help them, so if we're going to support what we have, we need to give them the training that they're asking for. So get with them and see, again, sooner than later, let's not postpone on these things. And then just let me know when you get the new code book for me.
I'll be ready tomorrow.
Like I said, I didn't even pass chapter 3 and I was comparing our book and online, missing chapters and missing pages.
Okay.
So if I can get that sooner than later, please. And that's it.
Everybody else? No?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Maya. Nothing? Okay. Thank you. Trustee Nevares.
Just my comment is I look forward to working with my fellow board members and working with the residents and staff this coming year. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, I'd like to comment on my votes this evening as it relates to the planning and zoning. I don't disagree if they show up, they attend, their dedication and commitment I greatly appreciate, but made it very clear the last year and a half that I have not been pleased with the inconsistency in following the ordinances. So that was the basis of my voting this evening. Thank you, Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Trustee Cadena.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the staff for all the work you did through the holidays. I know it was a lot, and we're just starting the year really busy. And I look forward to this year working with all of you. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Garcia.
I understand the first part of the meeting, Mayor, about respecting comments and stuff and everything like that, but that should not just be directly to the residents. It also should be directed to everyone, including staff members. Do not judge me what other staff members have said about me. I do not appreciate it. You take me for who I am. You have a question, I'm 100% supportive on everything. If I'm being judged by other staff members, Mayor, you and I are gonna have lots of talks about this. Mudslinging was bad, and it's still continuing. I have no problems with anybody in the board. I will say this very clear. Leave the politics to us, and you all do your jobs. But please, and I'm asking for the record, stop bashing me. I'm not gonna say it again. Please stop. I'm saying it right across the board for everyone. Do not judge me if you don't know me. And if you know me and you have a problem, get with the mayor and let's talk. But please get it to stop. And I'm asking you very kindly, Mayor, for the record, get them to stop. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Trustee. And that statement is across the board for everybody.
It is.
So, and thank you for clarification on that. I do, on my part, I do want to note, and Trustee, welcome to the board. I will say that. Looking forward to a great year with all of us getting hopefully a lot accomplished for our beautiful little community. One of the things that are important dates, and I will also note one of the most important dates coming up, as it was brought up earlier, legislative session does start in 2 weeks on January 20th, that Tuesday, and it goes until February 20th. Municipal days in Santa Fe are specifically on February 4th. Based upon my experience in the past 2 years, in the past two legislative sessions, that week that we will, or that we have the opportunity to go up for municipal days is generally the same week that capital outlay lands and falls. So it's wise for us, if you are planning to go, please plan on up to Santa Fe, please, especially to help the support with any legislative and capital priorities. Please do plan on trying to go up on the 4th for the municipal days. We will also be handing out the baskets to which our community has donated items to our legislators on that. So we'll continue to do that.
Hold on, how does that work? Do we reserve our own rooms? Or do we get with you to?
You can get with me, and we'll if you're interested in going. And
I've never missed one, so I don't intend not to miss one now. So
just
yeah.
if you'll just get me the dates and the.
Well, you're gonna go the whole week, right?
I'm going up myself. I'm going up the 3rd.
Okay.
The 4th and the 5th. I'll be there for sure. But I have meetings with the cabinet secretaries in particular.
I can leave here the 3rd with you. Well, separate cars,
yeah.
And then come back on. Oh, is it the 6th?
I'm coming back on the 5th.
You're coming back on the 5th,
We're
yeah.
gonna, because we'll have the 4th, if I remember correctly, that's a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
That I would assume the capital outlay is going to land on that Tuesday. The 4th is I have a board meeting with the board of directors meeting for the municipal league that morning. And then they do have the reception that evening. And then the next morning on the 5th is the overall overview with and guest speaker with the municipal league before you can go into the roundhouse if you wanted to.
Yeah,
Which we always, the team last year went into the roundhouse and started, and then I met up with them after, and then we went from there.
I can go with you on the 3rd and come back on the 5th.
If you'll just email me those dates, and then we'll get that all, get your room set up and get that all set. And that's for everybody across the board. And if you are planning on going, please let me know as well. That way, if it's necessary, if there's more than 3 of us that are going, that way I can post a potential quorum notice as well. So, okay, so I will post that.
Wear tennis shoes.
I love
Bye,
that.
Robin.
I've been on lots of legislative sessions.
All right.
I mean, for different things.
But it's great on that side. So.
Yeah.
And you can
We do have other points of communication as well to you all. We do have many grants right now that are opening. The NOIs or the notice of intent applications, so on and so forth, are opening right now. So we will be having those NOIs that we will be putting in. There will be resolutions that will be coming forward for some of these, such as the applications for Water Trust Board that we're continuing, the Colonias Fund to continue the water well project and getting that taken care of and getting the full funding for that. LGRF, or Local Government Road Fund, is reopened with those intents. So we're going to start applying for all of these grants and at least submitting the intent. That way funding is set aside, or we are notified if our funding request is potentially has the intent or meets the intent of the grant. So we will be getting those going. We will be scheduling some ribbon cuttings in the very near future. So as I get those dates, I will get those notified to you. That way we can all be a part of those ribbon cuttings. And that is primarily with DOT, as well as the Department of Tourism and the Department of Cultural Affairs. As the department heads have already alluded to, the last meeting of the month will be the meeting where they are submitting their department monthly recaps to you, giving the full recap of their department. So rather than having that at the first meeting, it's going to be the last meeting. We also did decide as department heads that we are going to have a point where we, the first Friday of the month, we will be going out into the community and meeting with either the business owners as a team for a short part of the time in the morning, and then, or if it's 1 month, the intention is 1 month will be the businesses. The next month we'll be walking around and talking with the residents that are there. That way we are actively as a team more visible out in the public, speaking with the public and doing that. And that will be open if any of the other electeds are free and would like to join us. We will be doing that.
You can count me in if it's on Friday.
Great. Thank you, Trustee. I'd love to hear that. And I'll get you those dates on all of those. That way we have that. We'll also have the fully updated calendar of events and with those important dates coming up, coming along here to you shortly. The magistrate court is presently in the possession of our full ordinances and has been prosecuting all criminal cases previous to the end of the year, and any civil cases that may come forward they are prosecuting as well. We are still in the transition of documentation, and they're coming tomorrow, as a matter of fact, to take the records that they need to take for any open and pending cases, and we'll be getting that taken care of to complete the transfer of the cases there. There will be some cases that we will be keeping within our possession. My intention is to bring those cases to the board for a decision on how we will move forward with those in the future. And I'll explain more once we get to our next meeting on that one. As it's been noted already, we are, and as we have already met once on it, we are starting the process on creating the nuisance ordinance in order to hear those civil cases here within the town by a hearing officer or examiner. That ordinance is something that we are working on that we'll be bringing forward. It is being reviewed by the legal department right now. Wireless communications ordinance is being reviewed by the legal department. We'll be at the next meeting as well. And then we will work on the recommendations that we had this evening, as well as an update to the signage ordinance for the commercial zone only. Those are other ordinance changes that we are working on right now that you will be seeing to you in the near future. If there, as I noted a little bit earlier, if there are any other conflicts in ordinance or updates in ordinance that you may want to see, please make sure you're speaking with a member of the team or myself, and we'll make sure to get those directions going. I do want to note that just a couple more things on here. Mesilla Elementary, actually, the staff or the administration reached out to me asking me if we would be willing to do a proclamation for them because at their current location, they're celebrating 50 years of school. And I told them, of course, we will definitely do that. Not 50 years since we've had Mesilla Elementary, because it's been just a few more years than that. But it is 50 years within their current location. Many of us have attended that school, which is a great thing to see. So I told them we would love to be a part of that and to plan that out. They're planning a celebration and going to have the students do that. And that is another, as Eddie mentioned, there's other celebrations and planning that we're planning between historic preservation, events, and just economic development on trying to create. So excited to see those potentially come up. That one of the main ones that we're working on the reenactment of the teatro that we do in November. So that will be coming back, and we are planning that right now. Dorothy is working hard on getting that set. And then also, as it has been asked before, we're working on bringing back the Mesilla Queen and events like that, because I know that's a big thing that you wanted, Trustee Garcia. So we're working on it. We missed the timeline last year, but there's so many residents with the Mesilla Queen one. I just want to bring up that so many residents that are on board to help out that have been the queens in the past that are ready to
Well, that's a
be a
huge
part.
fundraiser for the fire department. That's what it was always for. It was for a fundraiser for the fire department.
Yeah, so we'll figure that out and get it going and continue on that side.
It's a huge fundraiser for the fire department.
And that's like I say, we'll get that. I do need to check on the idea of us doing ads. I love that idea. I just don't know about anti-donation in that sense. So I just need to follow up and make sure that we're not breaking anything on that side. And I think that it's okay as long as it's dedicated to a specific fund and those funds are utilized as such. So we can look at that and look forward to that side. Thank you for that idea. To Ms. Mulvihill's request earlier, we'll work on that. And then the training, that email that she had sent, that we'll work on the training of the codes and the ordinances. She had actually in that email suggested that an elected do the training or help out with the training in the interim. But I think that it's wise that we have that done by someone else, which we have been working with Rebecca Martinez, who is in charge of the clerks and everything as well as the planning and zoning for the municipal league. And she's going to try to get a representative down as well. But we will work with the representative that Ms. Mulvihill had talked to about coming down and also providing training. We can never have too much of that. And I think that it would be wise to be open for also the members of the Board of Trustees and myself to attend these trainings and be present as well. Knowledge is power at the end of the day, which is great.
the Illuminati on the plaza, as it was mentioned earlier, that was, we had turned off the lights, a lot of the lights per recommendation. But I do want to point out that we turned off a lot, and then if you turn around and looked, then somebody was plugging lights back in because we needed to have one set on for sure to provide power, but people were going in and plugging lights on in behind us. So as we were unplugging those plugs that had to be on, and then a lot of people were saying, well, it was too dark. That's why they were plugging it back in. So we'll come up with a happy medium for everything. We already know we're not going to be able to please everybody, but we'll try our hardest to make it happen regardless.
Well, people are so used to lights.
Yeah.
I am not, I don't like them, but
We want the traditional candles. I get that. So we
just for 2 hours.
we had quite a bit turned off, but like I say, people were going and turning them on behind us. So it was quite a sight to see actually. When I was going around the plaza unplugging, and then I make my loop back around and they're plugged back in, and I'm unplugging again. Yeah, talk about comical. And the last thing that I have is that, as Eddie had mentioned, is we have our CLG certification that was submitted, and I think that that's also an important part with our Planning and Zoning Commission is that the current makeup that we have on our Planning and Zoning Commission and the experience in work history and background meets the requirements for that CLG certification. In order for us to have that as well moving into the future, we will have to make sure that our members of the Planning and Zoning Commission meet those requirements as well. So as we're reviewing and revisiting some of these ordinance changes for the commission in the future, that will be something that we'll need to make sure to have added in that part there. I don't have anything else. So if there is no,
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Public Works, Lorenzo, thank you guys for welcoming me in here with the flowers and the card and everything and the candy. Thank you. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's it. Sorry, forgot Lorenzo. Sorry.
Thank you. Great. And if there's no further discussion or objection, I will call this meeting as adjourned. 8:32. Thank you all.